She sports it better than anyone.
Told you not to say that. Thank you so much, Chairman Graves and Ranking Member Napolitano, for holding today's hearing. The Brownfield program is a proven catalyst for redevelopment and revitalization that is truly, truly needed. In fact, when I served as the principal of Skyway Elementary School, I fought to prevent the creation what could ultimately become a brownfield across the street from the school where a composting plant had been built. The facility was polluting the neighborhood and eroding the children's ability to focus and learn. My students and I mobilized the community and lobbied school board and government officials until the $27 million plant was shut down just 2 years after it had opened its doors. It was quite a victory. But there are remarkable brownfield success stories in the heart of my congressional district. Thanks in part to the Brownfields program, a former rail yard that was contaminated with lead, arsenic, and petroleum was transformed into Midtown Miami, a $1.2 billion mixed-use development that supports nearly 2,000 jobs. This project garnered national praise, including the prestigious 2009 EPA Phoenix Award. While I'm very proud of the Midtown Miami success story, I remain extremely concerned about the brownfield sites in my district and across the nation that have yet to be remediated. Due to the current fiscal limitations and recent proposals by the current administration to eliminate the program, I'm very worried about the future of the program. With every member of Congress having at least one brownfield site in their district and the broad bipartisan support, I'm looking forward to working with my colleagues on this committee to reauthorize and strengthen this critical program. And thanks to the panel for coming today. I appreciate your testimony and have learned a lot from just listening to you and your responses. I have a question for all of you. We have heard multiple times today that for every $1 spent through the Brownfield program, $17.50 is generated in economic return. Can you describe for us how this economic return is generated? What does this look like on the ground in a community that has received a Brownfield grant? First come, first serve.
Go, Mayor.
Congressman, I can only tell you that when we built the Jersey Gardens Mall, and I went out there one day and saw some of the young people that were working there, or a senior citizen, and they would come up and they'd say, Mayor, I want to thank you because this job opportunity gave me the ability to help my granddaughter go to college, or if it was a high school student, it gave that high school student the ability to save money in order to get enough to go into college. So the glee on someone's face when they have a job because of the work of the city government and a developer is second to none. And that's how I can tell you that you feel the effect of the Brownfields program when somebody says thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Daley.
Congresswoman, it's great to see you, and I have enjoyed working with you when you were on the state level as well. I know you're very familiar with Tallahassee from your great service in the state of Florida. And next time you're in town, I would love to take you out on a stroll down Gain Street. When I testified earlier about it, the whole redevelopment, which I know you're very familiar for, the old industrial side of Tallahassee, which now has 3,000 new residents, over $130 million of economic vitality with hotels and pubs and restaurants in our local incubator program. I think you will be absolutely amazed, and I think it will bring it home because you know and are familiar with this area that this is a great project to stand up and say, job well done. We work together in partnership.
Honorable Zone.
Thank you, Madam Congresswoman. I just in my district, there's a old abandoned battery factory It's called the Energizer Factory. It was owned by the Energizer Company. We were able to use some assessment dollars to do an analysis of that land. Today, on this 14-acre site, we're in the midst of a $150 million housing redevelopment project. So that initial small little investment of assessment dollars has leveraged the private sector, invested nearly $150 million in repurposing land along rail spur, right along Lake Erie, next to our fresh drinking water source.
Yes, member, if I could just chime in and add as well, is that on one of our remedial grants that we used to clean up, it was $136,000 that was used to clean up a site. That site now is a site that is going to be a home to a fire station, a $9 million fire station, also with housing and commercial. We're anticipating there will be about $15 to $20 million in retail center and economic benefit and over 1,500 jobs. And then back to Member Busto's point about the rails to trail. This is another area where we are not necessarily looking at the economic benefit, but we're looking at the trail, and the cleanup there has caused us to have a connection with 6 communities along a corridor that has brought us all the way from the Los Angeles County line well into San Bernardino County line. So there's also economic benefits, and then there's quality of life benefits.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate the gentleman from Florida. We're going to go